In other news tonight, two former government officials have different views on savings in the national budget. Again, here's Freddie Abando.
Former National Treasurer Leonor Briones raised her opposition to a bill filed by Congressman Ben Evardone that defines how savings in the national budget may be realigned by the President. Briones said savings can only be realigned after, not before, the end of the fiscal year. However, former Budget Secretary Salvador Enriquez disagrees with Briones, since the Constitution mandates realignments even before the end of the fiscal year, a practice since the time of President Marcos, the President's late mother, Cory Aquino, Fidel Ramos, Joseph Estrada, and Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Evardone's bill gives the President the power to realign even before the end of the fiscal year.
Ang first sentence pa lamang ng definition ng savings nitong congressional bill ay nagsasabi na the President can declare savings any time of the year. Now, assuming that by December, ipapasa na yung budget, after all the speeches, ang laking gasto, all the media coverage, ang laking gasto sa mga wardrobe, sa mga kulay ng buhok, sa kulay ng mata, lahat-lahat yan. Gastos yan lahat. I-approve ang budget by December. By January, the President can declare savings because he can declare it anytime.
No need to define it. Better, according to Pinoy, better that it be defined. We find the definition of the legislative. Hindi mo naiintindihan kung ano yung budgeting nun eh. Savings as practiced by Pinoy, as done by Pinoy, you can save even Ramos did that. Gloria did that. Marcos did that. Remember that the PD 1177 was crafted by Jimmy Laya. Jimmy Laya crafted it for a dictator, and therefore he attributed so much powers. And that is why that's the nature of our PD 1177, the administrative code. Powerful ang president. President can do anything, can decide on savings even at the outset. Ngayon, that is the reasoning of the judiciary earlier. But later, the public succumbed to public pressure. How can there be savings when the year is not yet over? So binago ng judiciary ang kanyang ruling.
Enriquez also said there is no need to approve a proposed bill to define savings to comply with the Supreme Court's decision to declare the disbursement acceleration program unconstitutional. It's the same view expressed by political analyst Dr. Prospero de Vera. Both Enriquez and de Vera said realignments of savings can be defined in the general provisions of the proposed national budget, which is now under review by the House.
The GAA can provide for it. Savings, while allowed by the Constitution to be realigned, savings, however, should mean only like this. You don't need a special law to that. A special provision in the GAA will do it.
That has always been my position.
Why the need for the President to ask Congress when it can be a yearly thing in
yes. That has always been my position from the start when the DAP issue was decided by the Supreme Court. I said the best recourse was to put specific language in the General Appropriations Act, giving the President wider latitude of discretion on certain types of funding. It doesn't have to encompass the whole budget, but there are certain types of funds that the President must have some discretion on. And you don't have to pass a separate law to define that.
In the meantime, de Vera said there is no need for newly appointed Supreme Court Justice Francis Hardileza to inhibit in the High Tribunal's proceedings to review the motion for reconsideration filed by the President's legal to reverse the unconstitutional ruling on the DAP. Hardileza was the government's lawyer in defending the DAP.
Well, that is a personal decision. Inhibition is always a personal choice by a person. I think if ever inhibition is done, it is not because he lawyered for the government in the DAP case, but because he was not part of the earlier proceedings of the Supreme Court, and therefore is not in a position to determine the motion for reconsideration, because the reconsideration is on a previous decision of the Supreme Court.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.